Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Back
Yeah,
to
breathe.
Wow, here we are. Welcome to a creator-based life. We are excited that you've decided to join us and give us some of your precious time today. I'm here with just Jacine Bonnet. She is a business
Hello.
coach. Yeah, and Jacine is pretty phenomenal in business coaching, but she's even better than that because she's a creator-based coach. And
I
so she's
am.
got the creator-based superpower that she can help others with. Jen couldn't be here, but she'll be back and she's here in spirit. So it's just a scene. And I am Beth Bitsane Brooks, the author and creator of The Creator-Based Way. Create your one awesome, amazing, perfect life, which is what we're doing right here on the podcast. And we're excited to have you here. But today, y'all, I'm just back from vacation. And I went last week, JC and I were just talking about this, and spent my vacation with 4 of my most precious grandchildren. I love them all. But these are between the ages of 18 months and 10, and they're always going, and nobody naps. So I'm just old heart. And what I want to talk about is all the different parts of that, about that vacation. We're all going to go on vacations this year at one kind or another. This for me was
Hopefully.
this was just me checking out to the cabin. We literally didn't do anything for the week. In fact, we actually had whole clusters. I won't tell you how long, clusters of days we didn't even get dressed. We made food. We sat and we watched the trees grow. We swam, we sat in the hot tub. That was it but it was just really restful, but always going with the kids. And I'm not used to being with the kids all the time. So I wanted to talk about the vacation breath. And I wanted to talk about how you take care of yourself when you're out of your routine. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about, what was the last thing I want to talk about, Jacine? Re-entry.
Yes, re-entry. When your routine changes, how do you? Yes.
Re-entry.
Yeah.
And this is why I want to talk about re-entry, was because I got home yesterday officially, and I got up this morning at 5:30 and started work. So I haven't even been home 24 hours yet at this point.
Yep.
Y'all, that is not a good idea.
Not a good idea at all.
It's really, I think it's a really good idea to pad at least a day, if not 2 days. So you have time to come home and do your laundry and put your life back together and maybe take a nap, because as fun as vacation is, it's still taxing, right?
Yeah.
And re-entry.
Yeah.
And hopefully y'all got my email this morning, because we promised summer self-care would begin, but summer self-care is beginning without the summer self-care emails, because something happened with Flowdesk and they didn't go out. So I had to just do a quick apology, but it's coming. I promise it's coming. So
Oh man.
yeah, it was
Yes.
crazy. But I think the
But that's
thing that is so helpful to me is the vacation breath.
Mhm,
Because
mhm.
whether you're on vacation or you're in your kitchen or you're at the grocery store, you can still do a vacation breath and have a little mini vacation in a minute. It is just,
Just to it
yeah,
clears all the junk out, right? It's
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
woof, go
And the
away.
vacation
Yeah.
breath is actually just 3 breaths.
Hmm.
It's one breath. And I'll read you a little bit from the email. It's one breath, and the first breath is aloha. Aloha, and of course you know, is a beautiful Hawaiian word. It's a hello word as well as a goodbye word, but
Hmm.
it comes in two parts. And this is I'm a word nerd, you know.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
alo means presence, and ha means breath. So it's a
Hmm.
presence breath,
Breath.
a
Yeah.
presence breath, aloha. And so your first breath, when you're doing that vacation breath, the first breath is presence. You inhale presence and you exhale presence. Bring yourself back to where your feet are, right?
Hmm.
Or back to the world around you. So aloha is the first one, the presence breath. Second one sounds like aloha, but it's not. Aroha.
Aroha.
A-R-O. Yeah, aroha. And aroha is the Maori word, but I love what it means: affection and peace and compassion. And for
Hmm.
me, the compassion just really hits home. So, aro, meaning compassion,
Hmm.
ha, meaning breath. So you've got aloha, which is a presence breath, and
Hmm.
aroha, which is a compassion breath.
Compassion breath. Mm.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but when I'm stressed and out of sorts, it's most often there is no compassion in that moment, whether it's compassion for
No.
somewhere else or compassion for myself or
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
And so to stop and take a presence breath and then a compassion breath,
Hmm.
when I've got the compassion breath, I can find myself again.
Hmm.
But the third one, and the third one is my favorite because it's what we're celebrating this year with Jubilee at CMH
Hmm.
Coaching. It's Simha, and I can't
Hmm.
do the guttural, but the
Yeah.
CHA, the Simha. It's a
Ha.
Hebrew
Ha.
word,
Ha.
right? And Simha too comes in two parts, right? Sim, S-I-M, which is joy,
Mm.
and then Ha, which is breath.
Breath.
Right. So we've got a presence breath, a compassion breath, and a joy breath.
Joy breath.
And
Hmm.
by the time we're done with those three, we really have had a vacation, just a 3 breath vacation.
I think it's so interesting when we think of those three words, right? And their greetings and and I'm thinking specifically of aloha.
Mhm.
And when we say that, when we're in Hawaii or you meet a Hawaiian, um, it's such a beautiful word. And it's a beautiful when you're with someone who owns it, they
Yeah.
are in presence, right? It I think maybe that word reminds them to let's be in presence when I say hello. And when I
Yeah.
say goodbye, I want to do it with full presence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you move into compassion and the same thing with, yeah, it just, and joy. How beautiful is that with those breaths? And the physicality part of that is when we take those breaths, it actually gives us oxygen to our brain, right? When we take those breaths, it creates that oxygen in our brain and allows those neurotransmitters in our brain to connect to the thinking part of our brain
Yes.
instead of the panic or the anger or the emotion.
The
It takes
fight,
that.
flight, or freeze where we all
Yes.
tend to live. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's it's not by accident, is it?
It is not by accident. Other thing that happens
Divine
if you're,
design.
yes, divine design. The other thing that happens if you're talking about the changes in the brain is when you take a deep breath, especially if you take a deep belly breath, your diaphragm, which is right there at the bottom of your rib cage,
Hmm.
will lift up and come down with a really good deep breath. Your vagus nerve runs up through there, and your diaphragm, since your vagus nerve runs from your gut to your brain, your diaphragm actually does just a little sweet massage of the vagus nerve. And as it sweeps up with a big in breath, or it sweeps down, I guess it's the other way around, sweeps down with a big in breath and up with a big out breath, as it massages the vagus nerve, the vagus nerve says, "Oh, brain, we're good.
Oh,
We're
I
good."
got this. I
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah. And so you've got that
Yeah.
double with a nice deep breath of all the extra oxygen and the presence and then the compassion. And your vagus nerve says, "Oh, yeah, we are so good." And then the
Hmm.
joy follows suit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Very, very powerful practice.
Well, and I think about like even on vacations, right? We have, I don't know about you, but I always have expectations
Oh,
of,
I have all kinds of plans when I walk out the door.
right? Yes, what is this going to look like? And when we do this, so and so's going to, my kids are going to love that. And then you get there and it's not so. Like all these stories that I've created in my mind, their experience isn't like I created it. And so taking those three breaths in that moment is super important, right? So a little breath vacation on our vacation.
Yeah, it's true. Well, because that's what happens to me is I get all tanked up and I get all excited and I get all my stuff to my destination and I unpack it and I'm ready. And then I'm
Hmm.
like, but wait, it's not magic. I thought it was
Right,
magic. And so
right.
that vacation breath really helps because you know what? I still wake up in the morning hungry for breakfast and I still have to cook. And
Yeah.
we did laundry last week, 3 different days because 4 kids,
Oh,
an 18-month-old who loves the mud. I mean, there's still laundry to
oh
do.
gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, there's still stuff. And so you get your thoughts going, your expectations and your thoughts, you can very easily need a
Hmm.
vacation breath to reroute what's going on there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So when you've done family vacation, and I know you've done things
Yeah.
with your kids and your grandkids,
Hmm.
how do you, because we're completely out of our routine, how do you still take care of yourself? Because we think that we don't need any routines or anything. We're on vacation. And then 4 days into the vacation, we're so cranky we can't even see straight, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
worked for you in being able to take care of yourself while you're taking care of yourself?
My gosh, that's really, I think you just hit the nail on the head. Is for me, I need a routine, even if I'm with others who don't think that they need a routine or don't want to live by a routine. It's it's so important. And I realized years ago we went on a family vacation. It was in the winter, and we thought we were going to go skiing, but it was a blizzard, so you're
Oh
not going
my.
up in that. And so we literally decided, my husband and I were like, and we had 3 kids, we said, we're just going to do what other people do. We're just going to veg out. We're going to sit here. We're going to eat whatever we want. We're just going
Drink
to
as much
binge
hot chocolate as we
watch.
want. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to binge watch everything and do it, just sit here and play games or whatever, and
Yeah.
really no routine. So we stayed up late and we slept in a lot. And it was, but oh my gosh, probably 3 or 4 days into it, we felt terrible. We were just
Yes.
like, ugh.
Poor food choices, no exercise, no
Yes.
spiritual
Yes.
nourishment. Yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah. You can get
So,
really
s-
cranky.
yeah, so that really spoke to both Mark and I, and we made a decision from then on. You know, we were runners, so whenever we go somewhere, we pack our running shoes so that we can get
Well,
out
you need to run
either on
somewhere
the
different.
sidewalk or trail or right, yeah, and
Yeah.
just experience something unique and different. And it's running in the morning for us. And it was our routine, and we've done that on the beaches in Hawaii. I've done that in Paris, France. I've done that in Switzerland. And
Yeah.
it's just um, I I need that routine, but it does look different, right? So
It,
it's permission to like change things up. You don't have to be regimented or perfect or any of that. Giving yourself permission to be real is really important.
but it is
Yeah.
self-care. And
Hmm.
so when
It
you give
is.
yourself permission to be real, you remember that this is how I take care of myself.
Hmm.
And I can take care of
Hmm.
myself. I give myself permission to take care of myself no matter where I am. Um,
Yeah.
with my grandkids last week, I've taught them all that I'm not available before 8 a.m.
Hmm.
Just not. I wake up early, they'll hear me moving around. I'm up usually 5:30 or so. And but my first couple 3 hours of the day are spent in spiritual study, meditation. I love Tai Chi. And so my week last week started that same way. Now I didn't get up at 5:30. I just got up when I woke up.
Hmm.
But the pattern was the same. I still got up, I still read and studied, I still did Tai Chi. My favorite part about Tai Chi is it only takes about 3 square feet. So my
Hmm.
room was tiny, but I could still do my Tai Chi practice right there in the room. And
Mm.
then when I'm ready with done with that, then I can step out and be
Right.
all tanked up and ready to do whatever needs to be done or whatever would be fun to be done. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
running, it's the same thing. You take care of
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah,
Hmm. And
yeah.
then transitioning when you come back home, it's not such
That
a
I'm
big
not so good
deal.
at. Yes.
It's yeah, it it is a little bit harder. It's getting up at a regular time, like you said. I think for me, that's where I
I
allow
was up
myself
at
to sleep in
5:30 this morning. Can you
longer.
tell?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It's very, very different.
It is.
So like you said when we first started, is prepping for that and knowing, and we learned that long ago too, in taking vacations, Mark and I, that especially camping, because not only
There's a lot to
when you
clean
get
up with camping.
home, so much cleanup and or even going and visiting his folks from Oregon to Florida,
Yeah,
we're
you got to
talking
clean out your
coast to coast.
vehicle and put all of that away. And
Oh, but
yeah,
and it's the time change. So I mean, be aware and give yourselves permission to be human, but plan extra time
yeah.
for
If you got a
yourself
7 day
in the
trip, try to plan 9 or 10 days.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
So
Come back
it's
early.
yeah.
Hmm. I thought that Mark was the one, he was the stickler on that, which was good. I'm glad that he was because I realized that I did need that. It wasn't, oh, we're back at 10 p.m. from Florida and I have to get up and go to work at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And,
Yes.
and get the kids to the babysitter and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And we did that a couple times and he's like, no, no, we're
No
we're
more.
building. But I was like, but yeah, but then we're missing a day in Florida. And he's like, it doesn't matter.
No, because it's so great when you come home and you have that extra day built in at the end.
Mhm.
At least for me,
Yeah.
when I have that, I just kind of reminisce as I'm
Mhm.
unpacking, as I'm running laundry, as I'm looking at, what else is going to happen. It just I give myself time to kind of process all the goodness from the
Mm,
trip or let go of
yes.
whatever wasn't good in the trip,
Right.
and
Right.
reframe it all. Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, I love that. Let go, reframe, recognize, reframe.
Yeah.
If you've got cleansing to do.
Right, whatever you
Yes.
might
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I still have kids who will not ride in the back seat because of bad things that happened, with car sickness in the backseat when they were
Yes.
driving. And so all of the reframing kind of stuff, that's important to
Mm-hmm.
look at
Mm-hmm.
that and to move forward. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
that's very cool.
Makes a huge
I love
difference.
it.
Yeah.
So be kind to yourselves. Go on vacation. Be kind to yourself and go on vacation. Don't work, work, work all the way through it. Because you know what? In America, we are the worst country for taking breaks and taking vacations. People, I don't know the statistics on it. I remember I was doing a training with Darren Hardy, and he was going through the statistics on people that have all this vacation time and never use it. And
Oh,
yeah, they
because they
just
just don't
don't
feel like
use
they can
it.
step away.
Right. Yeah. The world is work is going to fall apart. What's going to happen to my children? What's going to happen, to my dog? What's going to happen? We have all of these things that we're concerned about. Then sometimes we feel like it's just easier if we
Just stay
don't
put.
take that break. And I guess do a staycation, but take the time.
Shift
Um,
gears.
yeah, what Darren was saying is he said, make your employees take their time off. Don't even let them,
Not an
say
option. Yeah.
use it or lose it. Like take this time off.
Yeah, because we
And
won't lose it. If we know there's a
no,
deadline, we will take it.
right, right.
Yeah.
And he said they come back and they are refreshed and they're able to come back to work and you're better. You
Yeah.
do so much of a better job when you take that break. Yeah.
Let
Yeah,
me just
it's
say,
important.
I can second that because on the second day of vacation, my Apple Watch broke. I mean, fully died,
Oh,
black screen, put it on the
oh,
charger, it overheats, it's gone, it's dead. And the cabin in which we were staying had no clocks. There wasn't even a clock radio on the side of the bed. There were no clocks.
what?
And I didn't realize what an addict I was to keep my appointments in order until I kept,
Oh,
and I felt lost
oh,
with no clocks
oh.
and no wristwatch. And I would have to go find my phone in order to find out what time it was. Well, that was like the second day. And by the fourth day, it took a full 48 hours. I was like, oh, this is good. I like not knowing what time it was. And I brought that home with me, that spaciousness from the
Mm,
change. And you're right. When you step away, what felt like such a narrow, intense, has to be done,
mm-hmm,
gives way. And you end up with this spaciousness that you come home with.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it'll stay
I
better
need to go
for the
on
next day or two.
vacation.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
because I was just running so tightly, such a tight regimen.
Yes, yes.
And it usually takes about 3 days in before it'll break,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah,
But on
yeah,
the third day or so, it's like, oh, why was I living my life that way? I was
yeah, yeah.
missing so much. Yeah.
And we get caught up in that. We do.
It's
It's
fear-based.
it
It's
is
all fear-based.
fear-based. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to miss out, or they can't survive without me, or
Something bad's gonna happen.
whatever. Yeah, whatever it is. And so,
Yeah.
again, that gets back to your graph in CMH coaching, the self-centered versus the creator-centered. And
Yes.
when we're self-centered, everything is crashing in on us.
It's
Like,
all, yeah, all
yes,
in. Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
And
And then when
for
we're,
some reason, when we step out,
mhm,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Yeah, that
freedom.
light, just that light is freedom.
It is
Hmm.
freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I felt that it was probably the hot tub, right? But I gotta think it was stepping completely away
Right.
and just stepping out to where you could be spoken to. You could hear what really
Hmm.
mattered again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you
Yeah.
can do that with this vacation breath. Okay, so it doesn't have to
Yep.
take 3 days. You can do the presence breath and then the compassion breath and then the joy breath. And you could have that 1 minute vacation several times a day and it
Hmm.
would change your life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right?
it would
Yeah.
change. I think we'd be really surprised at the things that would come to us
Mhm.
doing that several times over the course of a day for even just a week or two.
Yeah, and it's funny because Mark and I had that conversation or had a conversation similar to that last week
Mhm.
where he said, just walk outside and breathe.
Yes,
Just walk outside,
yes.
get away from your desk, get away from the screens. And it was like I'm leaving my phone in between meetings. I leave my phone. I walk
Go
away from my
outside, and better if
computer
you
and I
can
go
go out
outside. Yeah.
and go outside, even better if you can stand barefoot in the grass.
Ground it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ground in the
yeah.
grass. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's great.
I love
I
you
just
have a
go out
very
and pet
wise
my
husband.
horses.
Oh
He
yeah, your
is, and
horses.
it is nice to have somebody who is seeing that
Mhm.
and not to take offense to it because knowing that it's coming from a place of I care about you and this really isn't healthy. Because
Yeah,
guys, how many of you do that? You are at work or you're so focused at stuff and you don't take a minute for you. It's
yes.
not healthy and that's not okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
It's self-care.
yeah, take care of you. You deserve it.
Yeah, take care
Hmm.
of yourself. It's so important. And
Yeah.
try the
Yep.
vacation breath
Yeah. I
and
love it.
come back to CMH coaching. And if there's somewhere in your life, join book club. Tell us about book club.
Mm.
What are we
It's
reading?
been really we are reading The Story Keeper's Daughter. Is it The Story Keeper's Daughters? The
Or the
Story
story
Keeper.
keeper?
The Story
Yes.
Keeper. That's yeah, by Lisa Wingate. There's another one, a sequel, kind of a sequel that's called The Seakeeper's Daughter because I think this week everybody will be through and it's only the second week in June. Yeah, it's
So you made
the
the
beginning.
seakeeper's daughter.
Oh, yeah. So first it's The Story Keeper and it's just been really a great book by Lisa Wingate.
I love her.
Yeah, it starts off a little slow. I think it did for some of our people last week. We had the discussion, but some of the things that we're learning is um, in history, it's been so often where when people are different, they're just not accepted.
Oh, that
And
is true.
and you have, maybe you grew up in the Appalachian Mountains like Jenya Beth and
Mhm.
she moves to New York. She doesn't want anyone to know about her history, right? So, do you ever have moments? Have you ever had times in your life that you didn't want people to know
Maybe you
who you
hid.
are or where you came from? Yeah, did you hide?
Yeah.
And is that really serving you? And is it really serving others? And
Mhm.
so it's really good. It's thought provoking. And it's a great story. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
All right.
mhm.
And then maybe the seakeeper.
The Seakeeper.
Seakeeper's
I'm
daughter.
gonna
Get ready.
Seakeeper's Daughter. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Well, and then I know it seems like it's a long way off to August, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
not. It's
Mm-hmm.
we are almost halfway through June already. It
Mm-hmm.
blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a couple months away, but we're going to do another Jubilee, right? Another
We
join me
are.
on the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
17th, and that's another Saturday morning. So y'all mark your calendar. Even if it seems like a long way out, your calendar is going to fill up in August and September, and just save
It
that
will.
spot for you.
Mm-hmm.
For you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the last one was just so good. And we had
So
great
good.
participation and people sharing and just
And it
people
was
coming
cool, the
together.
diversity. Yeah, the diversity
Oh,
was there that was there. I learned so
mm-hmm.
much from so many different kinds of women.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm still bubbling over with it
Oh,
because
yeah. It
everybody
was,
came and shared about joy
mm-hmm.
and the different principles about joy. We'll do
Mm-hmm.
it again,
Mm-hmm.
but a
Yeah.
little deeper this time, probably because we're all
Yes.
learning. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
In
Yeah.
this amazing Jubilee year. All right. Thank
Mm,
you, Jacine.
Yes, thank you, Beth.
You
Good to
are
have you
wonderful.
back. We missed you
Yes,
guys.
we're back, we're back. And
We're back.
join us again next week, y'all,
Yeah.
because we are here for good and we all just want to help you make your life the best it can be. You are the creator of your life experience. You have the power. You have the light and truth inside of you to create whatever it is you want. Don't let anybody tell you differently. You have it. And we'll be back next week to talk about it again.
All right. Bye, y'all.
I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch. What you thinking? What you thinking? Got to watch your thinking.
Hey, thanks for joining us today in A Creator-Based Life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on Linktree/CMHcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you
Day by
soon.
day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. Whoa,